Hi, beautiful people. After what feels like a lifetime of video abstinence, I am back on track, or at least I feel like wanting to do a video today. So that's why I'm sitting here talking to you about some things that are just rocking my world right now, or some insights that I've had over the couple of last days. So the ones who know me from social media, who follow like us, Boss, my husband and business partner, and myself on Instagram, for example, or just on my Facebook profile or wherever it is, Telegram, I think you kind of have an idea that I am really quite busy with what's happening in the world right now. And that I'm really concerned about what is happening in the world right now. And I'm not talking about the virus. But that's not what I want to talk about today, but some more like insights that I've had over the last couple of days. So I was out walking my dogs at this evening, and I was just, like kind of reflecting on everything because, I really tried to find my place in all this. What's my stand? How can I use my voice to, like, I don't want to use the wrong words, but kind of bring more connection back into our society, to bring more love and compassion back into our society. And also at the same time, use my warrior energy that I have a lot of, and to kind of wake people up and say, okay, something here is really, really wrong. And we really have to see that and do something against it. But so anyhow, I was walking the dogs and I was like really thinking about all these things that I've written, that I want to write, all these posts, that I have kind of in my head that kind of want to be birthed somehow or sometime through me. And then I was like also feeling on the other side, like when I think about these things, I feel a lot of turmoil in my system. I feel like, okay, I go in my head, I feel like this feeling of anger in my system. And I really, I have to pause because like the letter woman is coming and the dogs are about to bark. And this was a wise move of myself to stop. That's also why I didn't do this as a live video, because the dogs are today very barky. So where was I? I was like just realizing on one hand, there's all this turmoil in the world, but on the other hand, I have never been that rooted in myself or feeling, safe within my life ever before. And I was like, how can this be? And maybe a little back note on the same time, as like maybe some of you know, my husband and I, we are relationship and love coaches, and we support especially women, but also couples, in either attracting love or like really working through some stuff in the relationship, like keeping the love, like really this soul stirring, deep love that people like are desiring, right? So sometimes I really have struggled with even like putting out content, because I felt like, okay, what's like, so much stuff is happening in the world, like so much pain is out there. How can I be talking constantly about relationships and love? Because I feel more like I want to be Jeanne d'Arc. I want to do something. My fire is burning. So I really was struggling in really being present in my business at times. And so back to my story, the dog walk, me feeling, okay, safe on the one hand in myself. On the other hand, this whole thing is happening in the world. And I was just asking myself, why am I feeling so incredibly safe? Because, I have not feel safe in my body, in myself, in my life for a very, very long time. I struggled with anxiety attacks. As a child, I was also bullied, so I felt like I don't belong anywhere. I didn't belong to my class. I didn't belong in, I really felt like an alien on this world. I really felt like I just don't fit in, even when I really was doing what I loved, which was acting. I'm an actress originally before I made all my coaching educations. Even there, I felt like, yes, I love the acting part. I loved, the going into, like slipping into some character, like really embodying a person, being a psychologist from inside out and finding my own reasons why I could play this person, like why these emotions are going through the person. So I love that part, but still in the business, I really couldn't deal with the business. That's also why I've actually decided to kind of put my career on ice and stop like really pursuing it as my, like something that I want to live from. It was more of a hobby later on. And now at the moment it's just there's no more time. Also, I've moved to the country where I really am not really able to, play like I used to play, because I mostly then played theater rather than film. Anyhow, so I was struggling with anxiety. I was struggling with feeling unsafe in my body. I hated my body. I also had an eating disorder for a very long time and was massively underweight. I felt like so alone in this world. And I remember, also when I was a teenager growing up, hi Khaleesi, mach Platz, mach Platz. Yes, I you like to be on video. As a teenager, I really always I felt like so much like fear when I thought about, okay, I'm about to leave my parents' house and I have to just deal with life on my own and I can't do it. And I really felt so much fear around this whole world. Like everything seemed to be in a way scary to me. And still I don't know how this goes hand in hand. I also was very brave in my choices and my decisions, but the fear was always there. So I started asking myself, why has this gone? Like, what's the reason that I feel so safe right now in all that's going on in the world right now, that I still can feel so much gratitude for my life, even though so much shit is happening or has been also happening in my life. And I realized it's because of my relationship. My relationships, like the relationship with myself, like all the work that I have been doing on myself and accepting myself and honoring myself and being compassionate with myself and like loving myself, all the work that I have been doing over the past, I would say, decade. This really has helped me embracing myself so much more. So I know I'm safe with myself, but I cannot deny it also has a lot to do with the relationship that I have with my husband. Like now I'm still not so used to use the word husband. We have been married for only a year, but we have been together for now 6 years, yes. And for maybe the ones who know us, we have this crazy love story and things have been really, really scary and really, really difficult in our life. It took a divorce, it took like a move from one country to another, it took the whole blended family craziness. There was sickness, there were so many things in our life in these 6 years that we have been together. But still, since I know him or have him on my side, I just feel how my whole system is just so relaxed, because I feel like, okay, I'm safe as long as he's with me, as long as I'm with myself, and we're having this beautiful connection, then things are going to be fine. Things will work out. We'll find a way. And of course, it also has to do with my relationship with life itself, because I also was so angry with life. I was so doubting life and God or universe, however you want to call it. So all these relationships really have transformed me. And they have given me a core stability in my life. And this core stability is really something it's the first time for me. I have never had that ever before in my life. I really felt, okay, I'm safe, I'm safe within myself. And safety also, for the ones who know a bit about Gene Keys and human design, I am a line 1 in my SQ, in my spiritual quotient, like in this sphere in the Gene Keys. And this means it's all about being safe in your body. And it has been such a struggle. And still I have to do my practices to really connect with my body, to feel safe within my body. Because if I don't feel safe within my body, my heart just closes. And if my heart is closed, nothing works anymore, of course, because like love is such a powerful, powerful energy that we all need in our lives to make things flow, to be open, to receive, and to be of service when you are, if you are having a job of being of service, which I have. So this is huge. Like this insight was really huge, because I never thought about it like that, especially now during this whole pandemic that is happening, to really ask myself why I actually could stay so calm with all of this. I didn't feel threatened at any point of this, physically or mentally, emotionally, or on a soul level. I really felt like, okay, no, I'm here. I'm here. And of course there were fears, but more about other things. It's not really that I felt like what I've used to be is like this disconnectedness. I felt so alone, like in this vacuum, in this empty space in a way. And this was so scary because there was no more connection possible. And this connection I have now, of course, also with my stepchildren, with my dogs, with my parents, like it was always there, but somehow now it has settled down and it has become such a core strength. And why I'm telling you this is also like, it gave me more, like once more, it gave me like this, yeah, this is why you're doing this, Priska. This is why you are helping people in relationships, because this is just so fucking important at the moment. It has never been more important. It has always been important, but it has never been more important. And now, because I know so many people feel alone, maybe if they are on the other side than their family members, they feel like really ostracized. They feel like they're kind of like the aliens, the black sheep of the family. And it's a scary and painful place to be. So having strong relationships where you know you have each other's back no matter what have never been more important. I think it really is. And also when you are in a relationship, how can you work through differences? How can you know? Because like also the ones who follow us on social media, like Bas and I never hide that we fight. We do fight. Our neighbors could tell we have fights, and they mostly become very loud, but we just have learned how to work through that and how to find an even deeper connection after the fights, because it's not about having constantly this harmony. There are couples who have that, which is totally fine. This is just really not us. It's really not us. We are too, I don't know, maybe it's because of our of our Leo rising. We both have our Leos rising, so there's a lot of fire, and I'm also in Aries. So I don't know, like there's a lot of steam in our relationship. And I don't want to hide this because I don't want to sugarcoat things. But the beautiful thing is, I know if shit hits the fan, Bas will always be there. He always will have my back and look out for me. And he knows the same about me. So even if we don't agree upon everything, we still know we will not let each other down, or we'll let each other fall in some kind of way. This will just not happen. So having a resilience in relationships, knowing how to work through painful dynamics, working through dynamics that we have with ourselves, like unhealthy patterns, like beliefs that we have about ourselves, stuff that we keep repeating in our heads, and or keep on attracting all these unavailable people into our lives that kind of give us big hopes and then leave us again. Like all this also reflects, of course, something within, as because the Hermetic law, right? Like as within, so without, and as without, so within. This doesn't mean that like you are every relationship that you had, or every person that you're meeting is kind of a reflection of you. I personally do not believe in that. But I still believe if there's a pattern happening over and over and over again, it does say something also about yourself. And we can work through these patterns so that you actually really vibrate the energy into the world that is you, that you can really rip down those masks, and you can rip down those ideas that you've had, how you have to be in order to be lovable, in order to be acceptable by society, for other people. You know, we all have these concepts somewhere in our systems, and it's really important that we rip them all off and just am who we are. That the people, that the person, it only needs one person, actually, the person that really matches our energy can find their way into our life. So this kind of really opened my eyes, and it filled me with so much gratitude for the past years that were really, really difficult. There were really difficult years. And they kind of prepared me in a way. And of course, like that, I have such a beautiful love. Of course, I did the work, and of course, it's also just a gift of life and of God, or however you want to call it, of source, that we've met before this whole thing was happening, and that we could support each other through that time. And even if it has not been an easy journey always. So that was what I wanted to share today with you. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you also want to just look into your life and kind of take an inventory. Where are you standing right now? Are you maybe somewhere else super far, like maybe in the business world, or you're super successful and you're lacking in the relationship department and are kind of pushing that away, and this actually secretly makes you feel very, very unsafe? Or do you find safety somewhere else? Or are you in a relationship and you feel like, I actually love that person, but still I don't really feel safe to truly show the all of me? There's so many, of course, varieties in this that we can have. And I just invite you to really explore this a bit, and yeah, just being honest with yourself and work on the parts where you feel like, okay, that might need some more energy of mine. So that's it. Story time is over. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for watching, for being here. And I try to go live, or not live, actually, to make videos more, because I used to do so many of them, and kind of, well, maybe I'm going to talk about one day why I stopped a bit with them, but right now it doesn't feel so important. The thing is, I'm here, I'm talking again, I'm here, back here. And yeah, and if I feel like a heck yes to do more of them, I will do so. So thank you so much for being here. So much love your way. Bye.